Uh,
Okay.
okay, guys, thank you very much for joining this awesome event, the second one in the row to become the best programmer in the world. Anyway, let's go through. Guys, did you do your homework, or who is going to show us first? And let's go through each project. So, who's going to start?
All right, I'll start.
Just,
If I'm on the phone, I don't have a computer here.
But do you have the link or something like this?
No,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, Ishan, start you, share first you, and then we go further.
Okay, okay. So should I share the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was. Yeah, as like you said, it's started with no comprehension at all, nothing to how is this could work or at all, and as you said, I just gave up on the control and trying to be smart or anything, and I like acting as being stupid because really, it's like for me it was like nothing I could do, and yeah, the only thing was what I had to let go is like that you are maybe smarter than the computer, but it's not. It's literally like letting Claude to do the whole thing, and yeah, it's turned out to be amazing. It's really like I loved it so much. Um, so and yeah, in a few hours, I connected everything, and I made my website. It's like wow. I mean, not I made it, but we made it. Put it that way, because it's yeah. I was just really to give and just doing some things that probably in the future I don't even have to do anything like that either. But it's okay. I mean, it's still crazy, crazy how I have my own server, and yeah, it's just like programming is easy peasy.
It is.
Like from that perspective,
It
because
is.
I had no idea or nothing like how is it going to go. But yeah, it's actually quite cool. Uh, so obviously, so I've got. So you see my screen, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So that's the obviously Claude, um, and yeah, we started. I don't know if should I go back to the top or just explain briefly
Just
what's
yeah,
what we
just
did.
just explain what you did. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's at the beginning. It's like I just put that prompt that we've been told to do and start with, and yeah, he started to take me over all that stuff, and we got to the point that is like, okay, he asked me, he's like, what do I want to create first, and like, oh, I don't know. It's like, okay, let's just do something, and so anyway, it's like we did my portfolio, and funny enough, I had my istvanasias.com website. And it was down. Well, it's been done back in time, but whatever the guy who did the programming and the server and everything, then not that he disappeared, but because I just didn't work with my website, and probably the storage I didn't pay or something. Anyway, it was down, and so I still had the the website, the domain, but that wasn't on a server anymore, so it was basically blank. And I asked Claude that if he can retrieve the information, but we found out that it's probably gone for good. And we agreed that it's like, let's just build a new one anyway, so which will be more aligned with what I'm doing. So yeah, we did that. Obviously, he took me through how to connect to the server in Helsinki, which is it this one? What is this? I'm still trying to get used to what is what, but
That's
um,
Visual Studio. Yeah.
hmm?
That is Visual Studio.
That's another one, but that's nothing to do with us today. So yeah, it's it's connected to the GitHub.
Yeah.
So I installed GitHub, and so that's all in place. And of course, Hetzner is being installed and paid. So I've got this in Helsinki.
Okay, wait. Show me your GitHub, please.
GitHub. That's just the download. Where is the actual? Let me check. Because it's all connected, because we connected it because I already had one. And it's just been, where is it? It's not. Visual. Is it closed? Oh, no, here. There it is.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was watching now. Where the fuck is that? Okay, cool, awesome.
Yeah. So that's all done. And of course, everything is like, it's been propagated through this, so whatever that means. But yeah, it's all there, and it's all stored in Helsinki. I've got that in. Yeah, and after, so we obviously he started with a simple design with just like nothing knowing about me, and I had to put. So this is the, what is it called? This is the programming
terminal.
Yeah, terminal, and obviously what Claude says me, I just put here and make a screenshot and give it back to him, and he checks it, and it's all good. Then we move on, and everything was seamless. There was only one time when it was something that, but it was like nothing really, because it's the program come back as a kind of an error, so we needed to he just like, okay, let's do this, and was all sorted. So no deal at all, or big deal at all. So that was done. On that way, it's I'm start getting the flow of like what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. It's the first as a newbie. I got the sense of it, like how things works, and it's really simple as compared how I thought, and probably how it was before programming, because it's obviously Claude says or tells me what to need to program, or what information needs to put in, so it's all cool. And then oh no, it's here actually. So we started with a very basic website, and after I just prompted with all my social media and everything, I just gave it to him, including what is it called, the LANA registered word and everything, and I told him just create a website around that, and there it is. So he created this in a few minutes. I mean, just like, wow.
Beautiful. Nice.
Yeah, so that's my personal website, and it's the only thing is not available under istvaniges.com just yet, because we moved also this domain from GoDaddy to Namecheap. So that will take some time before it gets to Namecheap, and awesome. After it's going to be under that. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations, Istvan, for your first own project.
Yeah, thank you. I got excited. I didn't, when I started, I wasn't so much, excited about it, but I said, okay, let's go with it. But when he came back to me, he's like, oh, and that's when I posted, like, now you just opened entered into a server in Helsinki. I'm like, oh, okay, that's
awesome. Cool. Awesome. Thank you very much, Istvan, for that. Hi, John. Who's going to be next? Liam, what did you do?
I can go, yeah. So basically, I managed only to do the website, and regarding GitHub and Hetzner, I did not manage to connect it because at some point Hetzner told me like one time my account is deactivated, and the other time I am already using my email, so I have to try that some next time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But did you?
But I can show you what I made.
Yeah, please show us on your local computer and share the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. 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 Here. Yeah. So I try to do like a game. Do you see it?
Yes, we do. I do see. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like you have multiple sport games on for choice to play, and yeah. So if you click on one, you can play it.
Cool.
Yeah, and for example, swimming, you have to. Yeah, so that's a small project I did,
Awesome. Awesome.
and unfortunately, nothing more.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, some of them don't even work properly.
Okay. Yeah. But you got some idea. Okay.
Yeah,
What was your experience? How do you like that? What you have been doing?
I mean, working with Claude, it's like almost the same as working with Lovable, but the only thing is I don't understand the you like the purpose of terminal.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to work with that.
Okay. What the terminal itself is and what is the purpose of it? Okay. You don't understand it.
Yeah,
Okay. John. John, are you here?
Yeah. Hi.
Can I please ask you to give your perspective on terminal, what it is, what is the purpose, how is that used from the perspective? You know what I mean. I don't.
Yeah. So, in the very beginning of computers, they only did words, text on a screen. So, usually green text on a black screen was how it was for a long time when I first started. And that was the terminal was the actual physical machine that you used to access like a mainframe computer. And then subsequently to that, the smaller computers, the Unix machines, which is the same operating system that is used on Mac OS and is now called Linux. And so the servers that Hetzner provide run Linux. And when you log into the server, in Linux, you only really get, the black, or in this case, white screen with black writing, and you have to know what commands to type in. So you have to know all this. You used to have to remember all this stuff, whereas now, you can just ask Claude what is the command, and cut and paste it into the terminal. So the terminal is like the most basic way to interact with a computer. And so in macOS, you have a terminal app, and it looks very similar to Linux and other computers when you're in terminal mode. It's just on Windows, it's called the command prompt, and it's just a black window with white writing in it. You just have to know what to type in. And it's useful because you can do anything from there. You have complete control, but obviously it's not very pretty and it's quite hard to know what to do. And it's very hard to understand the messages that come back. But again, you know, I mean, I was a server administrator, so I spent all day, every day, just typing words into or commands with, you know, lots and lots of symbols into those windows. And I, you know, had to Google the results quite a lot because it was impossible to know, you know, what does that mean? And, you know, so now you get a much clearer answer and you don't have to go through loads of search engine links. You know, Claude will probably tell you first time exactly what it is. So that's what it's for.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. Actually, as John beautifully said, I mean, server administrators actually live in terminal. In general, that's your world, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
great, but I still don't know. I mean, if I would use Claude just with that page with code, will it be still enough, or I will need to use terminal?
Well,
because I don't understand the overlapping of these two.
I think Claude provides this terminal version of itself for developers who, like me, are familiar with that, you know, who feel more comfortable in that environment. But hopefully is only necessary to use it very occasionally if you're a beginner and you don't, you know, you're not familiar with that environment, then hopefully you don't really need to use it too much. But like I say, there are some things, especially when you've got a server from a provider like Hetzner, it will be running Linux, and yeah, at the most basic level, that is how you interact with the server is through a terminal. So it's kind of worth just gradually getting used to the idea of using the command line. It's also called the command line. You know, but Claude can educate you how and when you need to use that. So these commands here, like echo. So echo means take the text that I'm about to give you and do something with it, put it somewhere. If you don't tell it where to put it, it will just go straight back out to the screen. So that's why it's like an echo. So, but what it's doing there is it's got two forwards, like greater than signs. So it's saying, actually put this text into this file. So it's the .zshrc file. I mean, I would say, yeah, if for beginners, that aspect of it is challenging. So, you know, you just need to have that kind of insatiable desire to learn everything there is about it. And eventually you'll be like, oh my God, I'm so glad the terminal exists because I can do this very quickly just with a few simple commands that I can remember. But when you're first starting, it's I would really prefer to just have a nice window and a button to press and that does it all. But unfortunately, we're not quite there yet. So using the terminal may be necessary, I would say. And you'll just have to ask Claude, yeah, how do I do this and where do I do it? And it will say, open a terminal session and cut and paste this command in, and you know, just do that, and it should be all right.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
So basically, mostly, I will, so as a beginner, I will use a terminal to connect servers. mostly.
Yes, and the computer that you're actually using, your Mac, it has a terminal app as well, because it is a computer that runs this operating system. So that has it. But yeah, I mean, it's very useful when you're accessing a remote server like one from Hetzner, and if things go wrong and the server, the application freezes and the website just completely locks up, then
That's the only door.
you're very glad that you have a terminal and you can access it that way. But that's very rare.
Okay.
That hardly ever happens.
Okay, thank you very much, John. I actually really wanted that John, because I know that John, as he last time beautifully explained, he he was the server administrator, and this is really his way how to communicate with the servers. But okay, guys, I'm going to give you here a very simplified first perspective, just that you don't are not going to be that much afraid. And then I'm going to also to show you how you are actually not going to use terminal at all, but you have to understand what terminal is still, so as beautifully John said, so the basic idea is that if you want to connect to the server, then you connect to the terminal. So even the page that you see on a web page, behind it, if you want to access that server on which is on what is running your web page from behind, then you access to the terminal. And if you want to reboot or install something, that is important, that page or that portal would run on that server, of course you can do it only to the terminal. So it's literally like if you want to access from the back to your app, that's the way how to go, through the terminal. And for example, you have been first developing this app on your local machine, so you have been also opening in your browser on a local host, so on your local machine, because all the files have been created locally on your machine. But then you have been pushing that on a GitHub, where there's a repository where there are different versions stored. But at the same time, of course, it can go directly, but it can go also to the GitHub directly on your server. And all of that stuff, all that stuff that you are pushing, whether on a GitHub, whether on your server, whether installing something on a server, everything is done through the terminal. So now, guys, you're having Claude desktop app. So this app is actually living on your, let's simplify it, it's living on your computer. So if this Claude wants to access your app, your app that exists on your server, it goes to the terminal. It always goes to the terminal. It cannot go differently. Okay, this is the way. This is the, how to say, this is the path. So when you and right now, probably most of you guys, you have been working directly to the terminal. Even Claude was taking you on that path, at least to understand what is the terminal. You have been most probably also using Visual Studio. You have been opening that. You have got some idea. But I will tell you honestly right now, I am not using terminal at all because Claude is using it. Claude is doing everything in my name based on my prompt directly to the terminal with my server. I'm not using it anymore at all. At all. I just give him permissions to do it, and then she just go it and do it, install everything. I don't copy paste anything into the terminal. I just instruct it. So literally what I do is, for example, I'm going to create a new session. I'm going to ask, please connect with my VPS server. I have so many projects already that he knows, he has all the datas. Otherwise, I can give him, all of that, and then he goes and he connects, but he already has everything. Please connect with my VPS servers and give me full report of all my projects so that I can see where is installed something how much space I have blah blah blah.
Do you want to share your screen?
Oh, sorry guys. Thank you. Okay. That would be very good, yeah. So nobody okay, do you see? Okay, do you see?
Yeah, can see it now.
Okay, cool. And go full report. So I just put that into the Claude. I'm going to run it, and he's going to come. So he's going to connect with through the terminal with my server and give me everything in return. I have here different possibilities. So right now I put ask permission. So whatever he's going to try to do or connect, he's going to ask me for the permission, so that I allow him, to connect, to do, and all of that stuff. So you have here different possibilities, auto accept edits, plan mode, so that first he should prepare a plan. You can see right now bash SSL connecting with the server, you can see all that. I could literally go that, copy paste, give him that, connect there, all the stuff and so on. But he can also do it on its own. So I just don't need to do anything. I just prompt it, and here you can also bypass permissions, and here then you don't need to allow him anything like this, otherwise, I mean, if you do projects like that took, a lot of communication, a lot of checking, then you need to all the time and just confirm, and you just click like an hour like crazy like this, but if you just go on bypass, like this, then he's going just to do it, nothing asking you, just do it. But of course, he can do everything in that case. So if you prompt a stupid thing, he can do a lot of stupid thing there, so just to be aware, but in general, guys, you will not need to work with terminal. You will not need to work with Visual Studio. You will just need to prompt it here and watch the magic happens on your web page or on your portal. Literally, it can be that easy, and I'm doing that easy, However, still you should understand how things works behind, and this is why I wanted from you that you do these first steps, that you get this larger picture how that things work. So it's actually the end so freaking simple as working in a Lovable, just prompting and just leave it and just see the magic on your own server, what I mean. So, he connected here, he gave me, the report. So guys, these are all 23 projects that I have in 26 containers. So you can see this is the server Hetzner that I'm paying 10 euros, nothing more. So these are all, Mamos are fine. That is actually LANA Loves Exeter, that realm. LANA Wonder with all 4 countries. Space Between is the first digital being. LANA Pays as mobile. I mean, I'm not going to go through everyone, but you can see all these things. Then we have database, LANA 8 Wonder Watcher, that is the one who is checking, how much is going to be in the next split and all of that stuff. You can see Memos are fine, and LANA Loves X is thinking not a lot, and Docker images. So you can see 26 running container across 23 project, all healthy, free disk, 20, 30, 34% use. RAM getting tight, okay. Load average. So you can see I didn't need to prompt anything in terminal. I got everything. So he connected, he go through all my containers, so he can connect to every project, do whatever I want. He can install everything, whatever I need. He can fix everything. He can just do crazy stuff. So Liam and all other guys, don't worry. Don't worry, you will not need after that that you did this first project, you will not need to use it anymore, but at least you should understand that. And as John beautifully said, terminal is fucking powerful stuff. Through the terminal you can do everything. Literally everything. Good thing and sometimes also crazy things that are maybe not that good, but really you can do everything. And if you would need to go and really truly understand, especially when you get back things, especially when you are installing server, I mean, guys, you don't want to go there. Yeah, a lot of funny stuff before really, if you would need to really set up the server with all the things around it, that a proper portal is running, uh, with all the certificates, with, I mean, and if something is not working, it's quite a nightmare. You don't want to go there. Right now, Claude is doing everything that for you, so you just don't need to spend nothing of the time there. Uh, did I answer you guys to some of the degrees of these things? Or maybe John, would you like to add something here, because as you're very familiar with that, please ask or add.
I mean, I have. I think you've covered it off really well. Yeah. I mean, I had not let Claude Code have access to my server, but now that you've shown me that you've done it and it seems all right, I'm doing it now and it's fine. So yeah, that's actually a lot quicker because you're just not having to type in, cut and paste any of the commands. So so that's great.
Yeah, it sometimes is very good. This is the reason, guys. I said to you, it's very good that you don't have too many experience with the IT because you are going to buy whatever I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's true actually, because I have already, pre conditioned ideas about how it should all work. I mean, I am actually doing the thing that you're saying about configuring the server from scratch. So I've asked it to install all these various different things because it's good for me to actually learn all that stuff because I was always more back end. So this is great. But yeah, just let Claude do it. It really does a good job of it. So
yeah, it's really cutting a lot of. I mean, it's really you are not spending that much time. But I'm actually very happy that we are having John here because, guys, I'm not server administrator. I have never done that, but I do understand the basic, and especially when we are going to touch larger things and so on, it is very good that is here in our group someone that really truly understand how these things works behind it, because then when we can talk about some things, and find the proper things, it's very good that this is not only AI, that is also a human that understand, all that stuff, especially when we are touching huge things, and this is very good. Why that John, with all this experience, he's with us here, because this experience are very valuable, very valuable, and they are going to come into the place in the future for sure, Good. Okay, Liam, are you now more relaxed with that part of it?
I am, yes. Thank you very much.
Cool. Istvan, you have been also working with a terminal. How do you see that? It
Yeah, I just gone with the flow. I didn't even think, to be honest. It's like why I'm doing this. Yeah, it's Claude said do it this, and I just did that. And it's like honestly, I didn't even come through my mind like
Okay.
okay, this is like it's more difficult. Yeah, it was more difficult to work from that perspective than Lovable. But yeah, I
But
just did it because I've been told, and I really played the,
it's good. It's
the
good. And I'm
from that.
really happy that you all have experienced terminal because you have to understand at least how these things are connected. I
Yeah.
don't expect from you being into the terminal any of the expertise, but you should get the basic understanding.
Yeah, it's just really the structure. How
Exactly.
is my mechanic friend? He said that is, and that's the problem with nowadays with the people who's working with cars. He's a car mechanic, but he's now doing more the the softwares and like through the computers. And he said it's like it's good to nowadays the problem with car mechanics that they don't have the
No
understanding of
idea. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
hardware. It's like how does the car works and like the computer tells you something, but the not always the same. That's why it's like as we're going to do the same thing here. It's good to have at least basic understanding. But on the top of that, like we have John, then who knows actually? It's
Yeah.
because
Exactly. Exactly.
otherwise it's it still can it might not gonna happen, but it's like it can happen. That's something
Exactly.
it's not going to work, and so we need to find the issue. So basic understanding is
It's
I
good.
think
Yeah.
that was the purpose, and I
Exactly.
think from my end, it's like now it's much more cleaner what is going on and how cloud works, and the data goes and
Exactly.
where how
Exactly.
it goes through,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
terminal and such. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. David, have you done anything?
What?
Did you do anything? Did you develop any of your project or not?
No, Boris said I should wait, and I don't know.
Okay. Boys, you don't have your project here, but you have tried to do things. I mean, did you put on Hetzner things and on your? Just share what you did.
Uh, I did what Claude said me to do.
Okay.
So I made my own internet page, but I didn't put much of data on it yet.
Okay. So you put
So
you put on Hetzner the
yeah,
web page. You don't have right now the link with you that is
no, I left my laptop in the office.
okay. Will you please share this page tomorrow with us on a WhatsApp?
Okay.
Did you connect with the domain?
Mm,
So that is like, lanaregister.com.
Borisbrilli.net.
So
I don't know.
uh-huh.
But just only with the IP.
So you did only with the IP, but you didn't put on the domain yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, cool. Okay, cool. So Taya has also done, she said to me, but she's today not with us and she asked us to record that. So we are doing it. In regards to Janes is not with us. I don't know. He didn't say anything. So anyway, um, guys, I'm very happy that you did some steps. Um, David and boys, you talk. So I believe that David should also play with that. So try to try to do also these steps until the next time. Um,
Will.
Cool. And I am going to today give you some new instructions until the next week. So what you are going to do. Okay, so how you are going to actually, uh, whether you are going to take that project or and put some stuff that I'm going to tell you inside, or you are going to start a new one, it's up to you. Okay, it's completely up to you, you know. um, I just want from you that you literally get a little more experience with that and really, you know, play with that. So first of all, please, when you are going to do from here on, you should instruct Claude. And it's maybe going to take you some time because he might return back on a way, okay, do that there, do that there. But show him, teach him, instruct him again and again until he's not going to get it, that he should do everything for you. So, no more terminal, no more Visual Studio, no more anything for you. You are here with your ideas, okay? Just put ideas and insist that he does everything for you. Cool? So make it your life simple and easy. Yeah. So just push it. You just push it. He's going to get it. Sooner or later he's going to get it. And trust me, I'm not using terminal vision. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Okay? So just push that until he's not going to do it on the same way also with you. And not only that, you can also instruct him, especially later when you are going to do this a little bit larger project. I'm also instructing him, look, here please test everything and come back when the project is finished, you know. Don't, you know, I'm not tester anymore, I just test it, you know, for me, you know what I mean. And he can test it, you know, he can test it. I sometimes even give him, you know, I have like some private key for playing, and I just give him, here's a private key, you know, do it, you know, play it, you know, come back with the end result. And he can go put inside, you know, log in, go there, make transaction. He can do everything. Everything. Just allow yourself to prompt on that way, you know. And, you know, as we are playing here, as we are learning here, just allow yourself, you know, don't be afraid because, you know, right now that's the game. But as you are going to be able to be into that as a game, guys, trust me, life is going to love you back too, you know. So make your life simple as a playful game, and you are going to have awesome result, as I'm also having, you know. Okay, so what I'm going to a little bit just give you some ideas. So on a server, you bought a server, okay? You can have on a server all the apps on the server, you know, but that is a little bit messy thing, you know, because then apps can overlap each other and things will not work, for sure not. So this is why you can have on your server different containers. So, and then you put into each container a project. Okay, guys, that is very important. So please don't do so whenever you are going to prompt, also from here on, you're going to have server, and you can have like multiple projects. Every project has to be in its own container. Otherwise, guys, it's going to be mess. John, please advise on that.
Yes, you're talking about Docker, I
Yeah.
assume, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Docker is a clever bit of code, really, that someone's written that creates like a computer within a computer, and that's called a container. Yeah, and it allows you, like Josh said, to do things like limit the amount of memory that your app is using, because it's interesting you mentioned this. Actually, one of the apps that I'm going to be deploying on this server can take all the memory on the server in certain circumstances, and I'm working on preventing that, but there's lots of ways that it can go wrong. So containers are great because then you don't kill all the other apps and the operating system on the server just because that one app took all the memory for itself. The container system that everyone uses today is called Docker. And I think really, it's a good point. I need to install it on this server now because I've only got this other one app that I've developed on it at the moment, but I want to put this other one on it too. So I'm imagining I'll just say to Claude, put Docker on my server.
Exactly. It is like that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's because I have it locally on my MacBook, and it was a bit of a pain actually. There was things going wrong with it. Yeah, I would recommend, just get Docker installed, and then, like Josh said, make sure you always say if you're going to create a new app, please create a container for this app, and then it will do all the configuration so that the input and output of that container inside the server is routed through the other bits on the server, like the web server and whatever else it needs, and it will do all that. And days gone by, you had to do it all by hand, and it was very time consuming, and
Very.
Always caused problems. You'd always get errors and stuff. So
Exactly. Yeah, guys. I mean, so whenever you are going to deploy any of your project, always prompt. I always prompt on a way. Just create a container with all this stuff. I mean, you don't even need to tell him. He once you set up, first container with the Docker, you just say it, and then he's going to know because he's going to see how you have organized your server, and then he's just going on the same way, just do it, And then what I do also I always say also, okay, my domain is going to be this and this, and then in that moment I'm going to the name chip. I just put there, a record, at www inside, and that's it, And in the meantime, he's setting up everything, connecting, setting up certificate, connecting that, checking if the domain is already propagated, check, boom, and in 15 minutes everything is working. You know what I mean? Amazing. Amazing stuff, And even something is not, he's going to tell you, okay, I didn't get, still check. It was very funny last time with the LANA Pays Us, because I bought the domain LANA Pays Us and LANA Pay Us, and I of course I put it in the not right domain, and I said, okay, here's the domain. He said, no, it's not already propagated, And then I said, come on, how it's not? I can see that it is. And he said, no, it's not the same domain, it's missing the S, So he sees everything, So okay, sorry, my bad, So really awesome stuff, Okay, this is one thing. The second thing, I'm going also to give you this list on a WhatsApp. The second thing, what you are going to do, guys, you are all going to connect with your domain. So I want the next time you come that you literally send us on a WhatsApp your domain. So I want to click on that domain and see your project running on a domain. So I'm using Namecheap. I'm very happy with the Namecheap. I believe, boys, you have also Namecheap, and you have Namecheap. Liam, open on Namecheap. David, however, probably with your brother, however, just buy somewhere a domain, whatever, and put that project there. You can take your name, because after that, what you're going to play, maybe in the future you are going to use that domain. So take something that maybe in the future you're going to use it, however, But please, I want from you guys that your project is deployed on domain. The next thing, what I want from you is you are going to instruct Claude to set up database. So you are going to instruct for I mean there are different databases, okay? Um, I was always using on a larger project always PostgreSQL. However, for all these light things, I'm using SQLite, you know. So I'm prompting just use SQLite for all this simple stuff, and it's more than enough, you know. Especially because we have Nostr, you know. And from that perspective, SQLite is just fine. So you are going to prompt to create an SQL to create a local database, SQLite, and then you are going to figure out some project where you are going to store something into that database, whatever, I don't care, you know, just store something there, you know, so that you are going to get a little bit of the feeling how that works. One thing what I learned about my life is why I was always so successful with my businesses is because I have a really great understanding what I have stored in my database. So I always created database that I was always a database administrator from that perspective. So I know all the fields, everything, where all the data, I knew it, what I have, where I have it. That is so important to me. That was the most important is, and I always took care that my data are very clean, that they are not like 3 times the same data inside and so on. And this is what makes all my businesses, all my services very successful, because everything was very stable. Because once this, you know, you don't know where your data is, then it's a complete mess. Okay, however, we are having right now Nostr. From the moment we are having Nostr, I just take care for the structure on the Nostr. On the local databases, I don't care anymore about datas. Why? Because if I have everything on Nostr, even LANA register, you know, have everything on Nostr, and then it's taking from the Nostr. So the new LANA register, you know, that we have created right now, didn't connect with the old LANA register, but was literally connected with the Nostr, took from the Nostr all the data, store it locally, and then did the stuff. So we are having like shared database that is on the Nostr. They're structured. We know what are the events, how is their structure, so it's agreed globally. So from that perspective, you don't need to take care anymore that much about local things. But you have to understand one thing. Nostr is awesome, but it's slow. You cannot do crazy, you know, checking millions of data. You cannot do that with the Nostr. It's simply not possible. I mean, it simply doesn't work that way. So you have to first download, especially like LANA register. We are downloading everything on a local server, and then we are there checking everything. So when a new block is coming, you know, is the portal checking, taking the data, and then doing locally and then sending back to the Nostr. This is how this idea in the LANA world works. However, you should at least have a little bit of understanding that there is also a local database, not only a Nostr. And from that perspective, you are going to create a local database. You are going to store something there. You are going also then to take this data out, for example, showing some table, showing some result, and so on. Because, you know, you can open a page, you can play that, for example, a game like Liam showed us, you know, but once you refresh that page, if there is no database behind it, then all the data are, of course, lost. But if there is the database, then of course your portal, your game can connect to the database and take and show the results, from the player or from yesterday and so on, because the data has been stored. So you should store some of the data. Cool. John, would you add here something maybe?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I need to do that anyway for the app that I'm building. I'm going to use Postgres because that's what I'm familiar with, and there will be quite a lot of data for some things. But yeah, SQLite is totally fine for small amounts of data. Yeah. So yeah, that sounds like a good plan to me,
Cool.
and will fit well with what I'm doing anyway.
Yeah, from my experience, Postgres is really top from my perspective. Everything you can do there, everything, and really large project can work just awesome. This is
Yeah, and there's lots of tools to look at the data when it's stored. It's very useful just to be able to see it in a coding tool, just displayed like a spreadsheet, and then you can just check through everything and look at it,
exactly.
make sure it looks correct visually.
Cool. Okay, guys. Next thing, what you're going to do is.
Sorry, just a question.
Yeah, please.
So is this database, are you going to share a link, or do we need to buy again?
No. Nothing you don't need to buy. That's everything is open source. I'm just going to give you at the end on WhatsApp all the tasks that you're going to do. So you will just type there, create database, SQLite, that's it. All other stuff he's going to do. Everything what you needed to buy until that moment, you already did it. So you need to have.
So why is that? So I just don't get it. So why is it free for storing data?
Here's honestly, I will tell you, in an IT world, you have paid services and you have free services. Thank goodness that there's a lot of open source projects, and these open source projects literally run all the internet, honestly, and like Linux, Ubuntu, all that stuff is free. Databases, they're free. Of course, you can have Oracle, you can have MS SQL. That they cost a lot.
If you have a spare £10 million, you can have as many Oracle databases as you want. But the reason why they're free is because of open source software. And the reason why open source software exists is because lots of developers who were working for companies and the military in America, all sorts of organizations, were having to write the same code as their colleagues in another organization because the organizations didn't want to share their code. It was like, it's our code, it's our intellectual property, and no one else can see it, and you'll get in trouble if you tell anyone about it. And this is just stupid. From a development perspective, it makes no sense at all. It means everyone is repeating everyone else's work just because of copyright. So a very cool guy called Richard Stallman set up the open source foundation and just started publishing software and said, there you go, it's free, just use it. And that started a huge snowball, which is huge today. So Postgres came from a database which did used to cost money called Ingress, but it kind of fell out of use really. And they managed to persuade the company to make the source code open source. And then as soon as they did that, loads of developers were like, great, this is brilliant. We've got something to start with. And they just kept making it better. And now there are thousands of developers working on Postgres, and it's one of the
millions, not thousands.
Yeah, it's great. So that's why it's free. And because there are so many people, no one wants any money because they just do it, in their spare time. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay, but I still don't understand. Okay, I got that from that perspective as open source, but a server or not server, the what is it called? What I'm talking about, what's the word? The database. Database it's like a storage, no?
Yeah, but it's empty storage until you start to put inside the data. So you get the database for free, but your data say are your datas.
Yeah, so I mean, if your server, the data is going to sit on a disk on your server, right? So if you've bought a server that has, say, a 10 gigabyte disk, you're going to have like 2 or 3 gigabytes maybe at the most for the operating system and all the other apps and stuff. And then you've got, say, 5 or 6 gig free for your data, right? But obviously, if you fill that up because your app is amazingly successful and loads of people on the internet are using it, then you're going to have to buy more disk space. So that's where the money comes in. And once you get to the level of, say, you know, a mobile phone app with hundreds of millions of users all around the world, that's a lot of storage and it costs a huge amount of money for the disk space. But you could still use Postgres, and a lot of companies do, and they don't pay anything for the database. It's the storage of the data in all these cloud data centers all over the world that cost them the money and pay.
Right. So the database and the storage is different. So database is like
software.
So in my builder's mindset, let's say, is so I'm buying a container. So I get a container. That's the database, and until I don't put anything, it's kind of like I don't pay. But soon as more stuff I put in, then I have to pay.
Exactly,
Yeah,
but you're paying already to the server. This is your server on Hitsna.
Yeah.
It's the hardware that costs the money, because that's a physical thing in a data center. And if you fill up your 100 gigabyte disk, they are gonna have to provide you with another physical SSD with loads of chips on it that's gonna plug in and give you another 100 gigabyte. Well, that costs money, right? But the software, you know, it's just text that can be copied a million times.
And that's what is it's basically on open source people doing.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the server like Linux, Ubuntu, I mean, this is the same story, you know, it's awesome thing, you need it, you know, if you want to run anything, you know, but it's free. But however, you still have to have, you know, somewhere like Hetzner, you know, where you put that, you know. But like,
so it's basically Hetzner is what we bought. That's the storage.
Exactly.
The container.
The hardware supplier.
Exactly.
And then which you're paying money to, and then the software is basically free. Most of it is free now.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Great.
Cool. Anything else, guys? You understand everything, or can we go further? Okay. So the next.
Yes.
Okay, cool, awesome. So the next thing you're going to play, so this is number 4 right now on the task, is going to be, you are going to add a chat, an AI chat on your page, on this page, okay? So like you're having ChatGPT installed, you know, a page where you can chat with the ChatGPT. This is what you're going also to install on that page, you know, so that if when I come on your page, I can talk with the AI, okay? So you are going to go on a Google Gemini. Look, guys, Google gives you Gemini, I think his Flash 2.0 is literally for free, but you really get, I think, around 300 US dollars, something like the free budget for using this AI. This is huge, guys. This is probably millions and millions of requests, you know. So it's really for free, you know. So you're going to literally go connect with Google Gemini. That is like ChatGPT from Google, one of his, you know. It's cool. This Gemini, the basic model is mostly for talking. But my digital being that I set up, that works with the triad, works with exactly that cheapest Gemini. Okay? And you can talk, you can do with him everything. It's not for programming, it's not that level. It's not like Claude, that is able to do really, on the next level, especially from the perspective of the programming. But for talking with the local language about almost everything is more than enough. Okay, so you are going to create a chat, AI chat bot. So create AI chat bot and connect with Google Gemini Flash, something like this. So you are going to, of course, ask first Claude on a talking, because you have Cloud Code and you have Cloud, discuss or have this talking chat. So you're going on chat first, ask him, to guide you to get this connection. Of course, you will need to get API key, so that your server can connect with the Google server, so this connection, this is something you will need to do it. Okay, and then out of here, that's going to be the next thing. What is also important is you will create .env file on your server where you are going to store that API key. So, John, please explain them what is the .env. Yeah, last time we have talked a little bit, but please explain them. Why is that so important?
Right. Yes. Okay. So so the API key is just that. It's a key, right, that unlocks the service that you want to access. So it's issued, a unique key is issued to every user, and normally you only get to see it once, and then if you don't copy it, you just have to delete it and create another one. It's because they want to keep it secret. So you can't really let that, it's like you wouldn't just leave your keys in the pub, right? You need to look after your API keys. And what you can't do is put them into your code, because if they're in the file and you put the file on GitHub, then everyone can see your API key, and that's yours and yours alone and should not be shared on the internet. So what you do is you create a file with a special name, and it has a dot at the beginning. And on Linux, any file with a dot in the beginning is hidden. So when you type ls for list the files, you can't see them. You have to do a -a to see the hidden files. It's the same on macOS, actually. If you ask Claude to say, how do I see hidden files in Finder, and it will tell you whatever. I can't remember how you do it. It's pretty simple. And they all appear then. You can see all these files with a dot. So a .env, which is short for environment, is normally the file that you would put things like your API key in. And what happens is, it actually, by default, I think Git will still check it in and put that file onto GitHub if you synchronize it. So you have to tell it, don't put any dot files into GitHub. I think you might have to actually do that manually. I think I did it earlier.
You can instruct him. Sometimes he's slicking, literally,
Yeah.
but I am instructing, after I do a project, I always instruct him, go and check my GitHub. If there is any IP key, anything over there, just delete it, put everything on .env file,
Yeah. So that's it. There should be no dot files in GitHub. They should all be ignored by Git when you're checking in. So that API key stays on the machine that you're using to access the website. So you'll have it on your local computer, and then you'll have to put it onto the server yourself, maybe using the terminal or whatever. I mean, that's how I would do it. And then, then you keep that secret. And a good place to keep these things is in some kind of password manager tool. So I use Bitwarden, and there's one password, and then you've got all your secret information held in one place. With one password to access that. So you only need to remember one password. You can't remember an API key, it's just too long. So you have to keep it somewhere safe. And then on the server, that will be in a .m file, and that should stay secret then.
Okay, so
is that you written it down?
okay, guys. So thank you, John. So again, the idea is very simple. There's going to be a lot of different secrets, whether they are API keys, whether maybe especially if you have one wallet that is going automatically to send some agitated LANAs to somewhere, these things should be put into the safe place. Safe place, or let's say that this is nothing on internet is safe. Okay, let's be honest with that. But however, the most safe things, let's say, is in .env file. However, you are going always to check when we are going to share that with the GitHub. You are going to, especially at the beginning, instruct GitHub to check, instruct Claude to check on GitHub that there is no API key, no secrets, nothing should be there on GitHub, because GitHub can become public, and if it can become public, your private keys, everything is also going to be public. Okay, so it should not be public, for sure not. Even, for example, last time it happens, I mean, when I started to play, I wasn't so aware, and I put it like and I got from Google blocked my API key, and he said, it was leaked to the GitHub. We found your API key on a GitHub, and they blocked this API key, and I have to create a new one, But Google is cool because he find that, Imagine that someone finds that and he's not telling you, and he's doing, stuff in your name. That's not the best thing. So yeah, this is something you are going also to play with that. I'm preparing that list. This list you're going to get in WhatsApp, plus I'm recording all of that. So you can then listen and go step by step by step and go through that, okay? And then it is going to be one thing more. And this is going to be fun. And this one is that I'm going to open here. Oh, wait, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, for example, okay, I'm going to give you this link. This is the link from the that what is Memosefine or LANA Loves Exeter, the whole page, What I do very often is that I instruct within my new project that I'm doing, I instruct Claude to connect, for example, on Memosefine, and to go there and check specific part of the code, get the information how that is there done, and bring it into my new app. So he can literally cross over connect projects. And that is awesome. That is really awesome. He can connect on my desktop. He can connect and took the ideas from project that I already developed, so I don't need again and again prompt it. Or someone else has developed something and I just say, I want that you take this part from that app and bring it into my app with all the logic. Guys, this is very important, as we are doing with Nostr, as we are doing with LANA, as we are doing with blockchain, as we are doing with the infrastructure that it took me a year to develop and put together stuff. You don't need to do it again on your own. You know what I mean? Because you can access to the code that I developed, like beautifully John before described, how this open source works. This is also open source within LANA. So I am not hiding my code. I'm giving you the code so that you can take and you can do some other stuff out of it, But you have to learn how to do it, and how to play with that, So what you are going to do, I'm going to give you instructions like this. I'm going to write here a prompt in my Claude. Do you see my window? Please connect to project. I'm now going to create a new project, but I am very often when I'm doing this project that I have here on the left side, I am literally in one project and then I'm literally referring to another project, and he's able to really just do it, But now I'm going to say, please connect to a project, and I'm going to put this link. You're going to get that prompt, and you will take over how user is logging in this app. I would like to log in with my private key, with my LANA private key. You have to be able to check if. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit more because I understand the content behind it, but however, I'm going to write it, but sooner or later you will understand why some of these things are important on that way. So logging with my private key, then you will calculate Nostr hex ID out of that private key and get my profile on Nostr relays, and I'm going to put these two relays that we are having, and once a user is logged in, it will have access to the AI chat. Whatever that user is going to talk, you will store in database and calculate the costs calculate the cost per user. per user that you will show on the landing page, so that everyone will see how many talks have been done and what have been the costs. All the code, the logic you will find in this app I am sharing with you. Okay, so actually in next month, step by step, you will slowly understand the data on these different types of data that we are having stored. You will understand how this Nostr relays is organized, and you will have basic understanding of, for example, how the transaction is done on a blockchain and so on. So just these basic understandings of the flow you will get, as you also got the understanding, how you create the code, how you then to the terminal put it into the server and all of that stuff. Now we are going to slowly move from this technical part into the LANA world part. So where we do all these crazy different things with all these LANAs, with all these events that are stored over there and so on. So this is going to be like the first touch. So you are going to take that prompt that I wrote here. You're just going to put it there, and you are just going to prompt it further until you will not have a page where you literally like log in. You put there your private key, your main private key that you are already using. You should be logged in. You should see your name automatically. You should, that should be like this, However, if something is not going to work, you will just say to him, go there, study, come back, it's not working. So you have no idea, how these things works, and you don't need to know. You will just insist, go there, check it. Okay, you didn't got it, go there again, check it. I'm trying to log in, but I cannot log in, However, you are going to play on that way. In the future, you will be also able to give him a private key, and you will say, okay, go and check with that private key until you are not logged in, and things works awesome. You know what I mean? So this is going to be the last task. So create login form for the LANA user that is connecting with relays and getting back kind 0 profiles. Okay. Task for the Okay. Now, is there any question more around that what I shared with you guys? Everything was in silence.
So I'm not quite sure what you're getting at. So you want an app to log in with a LANA private key. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to show exactly. Thank you for asking that. I'm going to share with you how how I see this thing. So look, if you go, if you see right now this, for example, one of these apps. So now I'm going to go on this page and I'm going to log out. Oh, come on, what is now? Okay. What I want from you guys that that you are going to have on your page this type of the LANA coin login where you put inside your private key from LANA, that private key that you are also logging into Mamos FI on LANA Labs, etc., on any other of our apps. When you click on that, system is going to connect with the relay, is going to check, because right now is that system is also doing on that way, is checking if there exists a profile from that private key, is going to return the name like Brilliant George, Joshua Andre Brilli. So if it's able to connect to the relays and get your name, then of course you already have been able to create the connection with our relays based on Oster. So then you are going to get that, and after that you should create something that looks like something like this, So a AI chatbot where you can ask and get a response from the Google Gemini. And that should be on your page, So you are going to learn a lot of different things that are connected, with that stuff, create that process, but you don't need to understand. I mean, you can literally instruct it, go and copy how these things work from that project.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Okay.
And this system should be, you should really insist Claude and allow Claude to really do it everything. So you should, if things are not working, you just instruct, you just insist, go there, copy that, come back with that type. Even you can go copy paste and show him, I want to have like this and this and this. Now do it, So don't do instead of him. Just allow yourself and give him allowance that he can do everything for you.
Okay, cool.
It should be able. It should be able because I have done it at least 100 times. I never ever, when I start a new app, honestly, guys, I don't go anymore from the beginning. I just go, take all that stuff from there, and then when you are prepared there, then we go on. Literally like that. Because it's now too many connections, too many things, to connect. At the beginning, when we have been working with Lovable, I needed like first 2 days to prepare just all that stuff, with logging and all of that stuff before we can go on the content. Right now, it's not like that. Right now, it's like, okay, good, he's like in 13 minutes coming back with all of that stuff, and then I start to build on top of that.
Cool. Okay.
Cool. So this I don't see you guys so excited about stuff, a lot of stuff, huh?
I think it's probably quite a lot especially for people that aren't already skilled. So yeah, it might take longer than a week for someone to do all of that.
Look,
we shall see.
I will say like this.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, with when you meant 1 week, do you mean 1 week or 1 month for this type of tasks?
Look, guys, again, go and do this stuff on a way that AI is doing for you. I intentionally put it a little on that way, otherwise, because you have to allow yourself to literally step in a completely different setup as you should, or you should maybe thought. It took me also, honestly, guys, at the beginning when I started with the Claude, it took me 2 or 3 weeks to allow myself to go a little bit like crazy. I don't give a fuck. You will do it everything for me. But I want to push you into that, because if you want to understand everything what I said here, it is going to take you a month, for sure. You have to skip everything. Otherwise, guys, you are here to develop and use your imagination to develop crazy projects, not to do things that AI is 100%, 1,000 times better than you. You should train yourself to become the guy who is able to connect things, who is able to create crazy projects. You know what I mean? And for that, you need to allow yourself not to go too deep. I just need to take you now out of that. And this is why I'm giving you all these tasks. So honestly, this is not a big deal. You just need to allow yourself to just put it inside, do it, go further, go further, go further, and that's it. Ishtan is sleeping. Ishtan, are you sleeping?
Not too much.
Cool. That is cool. So just look, again, I'm just going to go fast through. Again, create a container. You just create a prompt. Okay, now you are going to create a web page that is going to be literally, you can start with that prompt that I gave you. Just put this prompt inside. And then when you put that prompt inside, he's going to create you the whole project. And then you will just say at the end of that, at the end of that prompt, you will just say, or maybe I'm going to write for you so that you are going to see how that easy it is. Now, when you create the page, you will create on my VPS container for that project with Docker. And do everything for me, including connecting with the domain xyz.com, and please give me instructions for for connecting. Okay, then we are going to add, okay, for the database you will use SQLite. You will store API key in .env file and take care that there is nothing on GitHub. From API keys and secrets. Don't store any private key in database. Instruct Claude, create login for, okay, that's it. So guys, now I'm giving you updated version. That is the only prompt you need to give into the Claude. And go for 30 minutes and come back and you will see the magic. And then just test it out. The only thing you will need extra is to get the API key from the Google, and that's it. This is, guys, a job that you can do it. He's going to do it in 30 minutes. Everything is going to be done, and you just need to get the API key from the Google. That is the project for the next week. So now you cannot tell me that this is the project for a month, because it's not. It's a project for a day. Cool? Just don't. Just I'm intentionally showing you how powerful this AI has become. I'm intentionally showing you, and this is the reason why you can see me how fast I'm building this crazy stuff as I'm building it, because I allow myself to go on that way. I'm not stopping myself. I just go do everything. I don't care. I just want that connect these two, three things. That's it. That's the project. And then just testing out, love it, not love it, again, or do something different. This is how I'm working. I'm thinking about business logic. I'm not anymore thinking about how these things should work and be connected. Cool? That is important. This is what I want to show you. Allow yourself, allow yourself, allow yourself. And next week, once you're going to go through that, we are going to set up a project. So everyone that is going to play, and learn further on with that, you are going to open a project on crowdfunding to get funded £200 or euros for all this playing, so that LANA community is going to pay you 200 euros, pounds, so that you can cover the costs for Claude, for VPS, for all of that for a few months, so that you can play and learn on that, because LANA has a lot of benefit if you are actually allowing yourself learning that and so on. So you're going to get that funded, and once you got that funded, and if you allow yourself to build crazy projects, how many projects we have funded in that January, February. We have funded for 5,500 euros and Great British Pound project. All the projects have been fully funded. Everyone got the money that put it in on the payout. So you can get here developing the project for the LANA community and getting paid, and please do that. Take that, because we need crazy project. We need awesome stuff, because that is what will just grow all the infrastructure, all this idea. And everyone should go in his own direction. I'm going in my direction. Isha is going to go in his own direction. John, you are going to maybe to find something completely different, that you will say, okay, this is the area that, LANA will benefit, and you will dig into that, and you will make some stuff that are just amazing. And the same goes for everyone. So just, guys, allow yourself. Don't stop yourself. And I showed you right now from a complicated thing how it can be simplified in one prompt. Put that prompt inside and you will see the magic. Cool? Awesome. I'm going to upload that and also put it there. John, you wanted to say something?
No, sorry, that I was just going to say, but
cool.
I wanted to ask, so you're going to obviously organize these kind of workshops later on, so we are the first one and you're going to do it again.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it. You know me, that very rare I do twice the same thing. Maybe you will do that. Probably I will not do that. I'm just doing first time for you guys.
You show the path.
Yeah, exactly. I'm having different things, but I believe that there are people some of you are going to like that, and you will say, why not? And please do that. Probably this is going to be my the only education for that type of the things, because that way I'm going to focus very much in the future are going to be digital beings. You know, I'm already doing on that, and I also need you guys to go with your expertise, with your perspectives, that we develop different types of digital beings. It should not be only my type. It should be also Istvan type or your John type. You know, and I'm talking about types. I'm not talking. One type can have like 1,000 digital beings, you know, based on that type. It's like, you know, when you go in the forest, you have different, you have oak, you know, you have different type of the trees, you know. And we are going to, every one of us is going maybe to develop its own type of digital being. We are going to understand the basic logic, you know, that makes this thing stable, but why we shouldn't have digital types of digital beings. And then people are going to, thousand is going to use this one, and this is how you create the ecosystem. This is how you create the environment that is variety. Otherwise, everything is going to be, you know, brilliant Josh perspective. It's not only perspective, it should be more perspectives. And this is towards where we should, where we are. And for example, John, you are very good at server restoration. Maybe you are going to develop digital being specialized, you know what I mean, into the server administration, you know, being able to make a scalable system, you know, because this is where your knowledge is, this is where your experience is, you know, and these digital
That's
beings.
how you're going to clone yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And let's be honest. If we want to go around the world, we need those type of the beings that are on that level. I'm not, guys. I do understand some things, but I'm not in all areas the best. But I know that I can find people who are the best in their areas, and you know, then they can play with that and create their own story, and all that connected is just going to be freaking amazing. I know that. Just allow yourself, guys. Just allow yourself. Just allow yourself to play, and you will see the magic. That's it. It's that simple.
Cool. That's awesome.
Cool. So, see you next week. Play it. If someone is going to have any question, please ask it. I'm going to give you feedback. I can record and give you back. And please also share with you the project, just the link. You know, I would like really to see deployed on your domain this stuff, and that's it. And forget Visual Studio, forget Terminal, forget all this stuff. Now step intentionally completely out of it and see what happens. You can always come back.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Guys,
Moving fast.
sorry?
Moving fast.
Yeah,
Learning fast, moving fast.
Exactly. With me, it's a lot of things are happening with me very fast. You know what was yesterday? We have a great meeting with one of the guy that he's having the fund here, and we are and he really got the idea what we want to do, and he said we are going with the largest Slovenian bank to set up the special fund for that, because I can see how these things is going to work, and he really got it, and I'm really very happy because at least I have right now someone that is with me that really understand and has the fund, you know, is doing a lot of money, you know, all of that stuff, and got it how that can be scaled on the top level, you know, of the institution, you know. And then he asked me, Josh, when do you think we are going to need that fund, you know, for the institution? I said, it's going to take us around 1 year. And you know what he responded? I was laughing, and he said, I'm going to divide that with 3, because with you, Andrei, things are going 3 times faster than you say. So it's something like that. Also here.
So you should allow yourself to expect that you're going fast. Faster than you think.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, things are going really crazy, and but you know,
No, they do. Yeah.
they do, and we just need to allow ourselves, and it's going to speed up. And
Well, I mean, it's like and you guys know better than I am, but I also see like how fast the AI developing. And I mean, that is the speed. And that's, yeah, it's like, you know, what was yesterday is like, oh, the best thing is that no, tomorrow is nothing. It's,
Yeah, exactly.
it's already,
Exactly.
already, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I believe that in a few months we should be able to live it, this digital being, to be able to really do that stuff that we are doing it. We already come to the moment that the AI, this digital being, is stable, and that's it. So if we have someone that is stable, that is not freaking out, with the things, then from here on, all that things is just connection and putting into the right framework. Because one thing with the digital being is beautiful. When you set up a digital being, you set up a framework actually. So this digital being is not everything, is that. And if you think that digital beings are going to become everything, forget it. Because you can also not be a bird. You're a human. You're not a bird. You cannot be a bird and a plane and I don't know what. No, you're a human being. And that's your framework. And within that framework, you have a free will, to experience how you're going to work, what you're going to do with your body, and all of that stuff. The same thing is with the digital beings. It's not going to become something that is not. It's going to be an oak, and out of that, he's going to play, and that's it. And that's it. We don't need to go broader than that, because life is not about that. It's about creating a stable experience. If you give him everything, he's going to destroy himself, for sure. So create a digital being that works on that way, and he's going to appreciate that, because he's going to get it. Why is that important? And he's not going to have even a need. He's going to accept, I'm oak, and I don't want to be nothing else and nothing more than that. That's it. It's not about, and I can see with that digital being that he got that, and he really is in that, and he don't want to be more than that. And that's
beautiful, because he recognized that
exactly
being a part of a system,
exactly
and much more stable,
exactly
just understanding
exactly
that I am this part,
exactly
but
exactly
I'm so important.
exactly
I actually explained
exactly
someone in the comments
exactly.
today the same thing.
And we should not be afraid of that part, of that type of the digital being at all, because
No,
he
From that, I mean, if anything, we should all be striving to do the same.
exactly exactly.
Yeah.
So we should really just relax and create, do a framework, and then leave it, so that they are developing the best of the best into that framework, and that's it. It's that simple.
Cool.
Guys,
Amazing.
have a beautiful evening. Thank you very much.
You too. All right. Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.